my friends. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're having a great day. Wherever you're at and whatever you're doing, I hope you're loving yourself and loving the ones you're with, because that's what it's all about. Guys, today we're going to be talking about a movie from 1997 directed by Mr. Andrei Konchalovsky. This is Odyssey. This stars Armand Assante. And before we really get into talking about the Odyssey with Armand Assante, hit that like and subscribe button. We're going to be talking about it's Greek mythology, you know, and there's Christopher Nolan. The whole reason I watched this is I saw Christopher Nolan's trailer or teaser or whatever you want to call it for his new film about the Odyssey starring Matt Damon. I'm actually really kind of excited about that. A lot of people are complaining about historical inaccuracies and blah, blah, blah. It's a fantasy film, guys. It is a fantasy film. It doesn't have to be historically accurate. You know, it's got a cyclops in it, and gods and goddesses. So whatever. So I'm watching, or I'm looking, I should say. I'm watching the internet for a version of Odyssey. And the thing is, guys, there hasn't been a whole lot of these movies made about the Odyssey. Now there have been like kind of spin-off things that have been in its periphery around the Odyssey, like films like The Return and things like that tell like the third act of Odyssey, but there's never been an adaptation of Odyssey from part 1 to part 3 and, you know, tells the whole story, except for this one that we're going to talk about today. And this stars Armand Assante, and this is the most Spanish Greek you'll ever see. I mean, and guys, man, he's like Zoolander. He's like with the Magnum, you know, like that is the expression on his face at all times. But it worked. Like this film, Odyssey. This film has some of the best, I guess, special effects for 1997 you'll see. It was actually pretty graphic. In some parts where I was like, man, that was shown on TV? That's hard to believe. But apparently it was. But it felt like, if you guys have watched the film Scrooge, and you know Bill Murray's character, he's the executive of this big cable network, and he puts on, you know, all these like ridiculous adaptations of things onto his channels. This feels like an Odyssey that his character would have thought of and put on the cable channel, because it's a great movie. It tells the story from A to B. We get a complete story, but the acting by Armand Assante is just atrocious. And I know Armand Assante is a fantastic actor. I've seen him in other things where I'm like, man, that guy's got something special to him. This ain't it. He had the long hair, the weathered old... he looked old and Greek, I guess. But he just was not the best choice for Odysseus. But at the same time, it worked because it was so preposterous that I was just totally into it. I was completely into it. It has some... like, Vanessa Williams is in it. She plays Circe, I think. But also... Odysseus is a pimp, guys. He is for real. Like, if you follow the story and you really pay attention, he was like held captive by a lady for X amount of time. Then he goes and he does some stuff and he gets kidnapped by another lady, and she's like, I'll do this if you take me to bed or whatever. Like, Odysseus was getting around in the story. You know what I mean? Like, it was really funny to me after I got done watching it and I started thinking about it. I was like, man, them women love them some Odysseus. But I digress. Back to the film. It was solid, guys. I really enjoyed watching it. I mean, it's the thing is, since it was a TV miniseries, it was like a Sci-Fi Channel original to begin with. Since it was a TV miniseries, it's like 4 hours long. But I was completely engaged the entire time. The only time that I was like taken out of it is when the second part, when it had to transfer, switch over on the streaming, go to the next episode so I could watch the finale. But other than that, I was totally into it. I was paying attention. I was loving what I was seeing. The special effects, like I said, even though there's a lot of digital special effects and they look like PlayStation 1 video game graphics, for the time, they were amazing looking. And the swordplay and stuff is good. The choreography, the telling of the story is solid. It is just Armand Assante's over-the-top overacting is just something to behold in an otherwise fantastic film. But anyway, guys, if you want to check out this Odyssey before you check out Christopher Nolan's Odyssey, you can find this streaming on Prime, on ShoutTv, on Tubi. You got options, guys. So give it a shot. I highly recommend it. Thank you for stopping in. Hit that like and subscribe button on the way out, my friends. And as always, I'm going to keep making them as long as you keep watching them. Peace out. God bless you. And I'll see you next time.